The subject. What is this I that I am? Person, agent, or actor, self, and what makes it what it is? There are two questions that come with the identity. One being, is the self something given or is it something made? The second, should it be conceived in individual or social terms? These two questions have been debated throughout history in literature and in reality. From these two questions, there are four modern thoughts that are made. According to Kohler on page 109 of Literary Theory, the first opting for the given and the individual treats the self, the I, as something inner and unique, something that is prior to the act it performs, an inner core which is variously expressed in word and deed. The second thought, combining the given and the social emphasis on the self, is determined by its origins and social attributes. You are male or female, white or black, British or American, and so on. And these are primarily fact given of the subject or the self. The third, combining the individual and the made, emphasizes that changing nature of a subject which becomes what it is through its particular acts. Finally, the fourth, the combination of the social and the made stresses that I become what I am through the various subject positions I occupy, as a boss rather than a worker, rich rather than poor. In literary, I, the character, did what I did because of who I am. To explain what I, the character, did or said, the audience should look back at the I. This can be unconscious or conscious. From there, the audience will look at my, the character, words and actions that have been expressed. By doing this, my identity as a character is formed by the audience. When it comes to identity in literary theory, Michel Foucault writes, the researches of psychoanalysis, of linguistics, of anthropology has decentered the subject in relation to the laws of its desire, the forms of its language, the rules of its actions, or the play of its mythical and imaginative discourse.
In Chapter 8, identity and identification has three main points that are associated with it: literature and identity, group identities, and pervasive structure. In literature and identity, narrative literature has followed the events of characters as they define themselves by their choices they make, the decisions they've made in the past, and the social forces that act upon them. Literary works offer a range of models on how identity is formed. In certain narratives, identity is essentially determined by birth, while in other narratives, characters may change depending on the events that have happened to them. Some stories give different and complex answers. In group identities, literary works typically represent individuals, so struggles about group identity are struggles between the individual and a group. On page 112, Kohler talks about how in theoretical writings, social identity tends to be the focus, though in group identity, what is it like to be women, what is it like to be black, etc. are all examples of tension between literary explorations and critical or theoretical claims. According to Kohler on page 117, in Pervasive Structures, what makes the problem of identity crucial and unavoidable are the tensions and conflicts it encapsulates. Work, in theory, emanating from different directions, has revealed difficulties involving identity that seem structurally similar. The subject positions that determine action comes from our interest in understanding social and historical processes, in which individuals are socially determined. Some of the fiercest conflicts in contemporary theory arise when claims about individuals are seen as competing and casual explanations.
Psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis theory has an impact on literary studies both as a mode of interpretation and as a theory about language, identity, and the subject. As said on page 115, for Freud, identification is a psychological process in which the subject assimilates an aspect of the other and is transformed wholly or partially according to the model that the other provides.